If you know, you know. We normally put guests on here, but we haven't been able to get into a studio like I've been explaining on past shows, and we hope to do that soon because I can't wait. I cannot wait so I can get my guests back in here going. I think the last guest we had was Sammy Smith from the Florida State Seminoles, Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos. I think that guy was related to me, and his birthday is like the day after mine, so we may be related. And I told him that too. But if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Tell us in the comments where you're from, and tell us what you think about the show. Uh, we got a couple of topics to hit on today. Um, like for me, I once thought the Miami Hurricanes were the best team in college football. They lost to SMU 26-20 in overtime. Like at one point, and I'm gonna read you a couple of things as we go along. I thought they were the best team in the country. They fooled me. Not saying SMU was trash, but Miami was trending upwards. What's going on with the state of what's going on with football in the state of Florida? What's going on with football in the state of Florida? More on that later, but it's disturbing to me, and I have an answer. Like I said, we'll get to it later. Let's talk about how Miami lost this game. First of all, normally they would beat a team like SMU, but SMU, like I said, is not a slouch. They beat teams normally by running the ball. They have a stable of running backs, a running back by committee that can start on any college team in the country and be the number one guy. That wasn't the case this weekend. That wasn't the case this weekend at all. They didn't even keep the ball long enough to even, make this an effort. I don't know what happened, but we'll look into it. SMU had the ball for almost 38 minutes, 37 minutes and 42 seconds, if I ain't mistaken. And Miami kept it for just over 22 minutes. They're normally the team that controls the tempo. They're normally the team that hangs on to the time of possession. They didn't do that. I mean, the last good team, of course, Louisville, manhandled them, but they've been manhandling teams lately. And, I mean, even Florida State, when they played Florida State, oh gosh, I don't even want to bring them up. But even they played Florida State, and at the very end, I think Florida State scored all of its points in the last quarter. Miami kept them at bay long enough, you know. So are they fool's gold, or are the Hurricanes fool's gold? Now we're seeing that could be the case. Uh, they're passing. SMU threw for 365 and a couple of touchdowns. Miami 274 yards, and geez, I'm trying not to overstep and get to hey, what's up? I'm trying to not overstep and get to the point before I get to the point, because I'm so eager and anxious to get to the point of this. Uh, so who do you think this falls on? Who do you think this falls on? Do you think it falls on the quarterback, or do you think it falls on the coaching? Hey, Matthew, do you think this falls on the quarterback or the coaching for the way that the Miami Hurricanes have been, you know, dropping in the polls? Because I don't think they're going to be ranked after this. I'm going to say it falls on the quarterback more than anything because he has the reins to change plays and calls the plays himself. To me, I don't think he's garbage. I'm not going to say he's garbage, but he's just not good. He's just not that good how people perceive him. I don't think Carson Beck is that good. I really don't. Uh, and a lot of people, he's just not a standout. And a lot of people had him projected last year when he was at Georgia, had him projected last year to go number one overall in the draft. Now, thought that, whoever thinks that this dude needs to go first overall in the draft, you need your head examined for CTE because you done hit your damn head somewhere too. Y'all need to be checked for CTE because this dude, I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm just saying he is not that good. He does not stand out. He does not stand out. Now he could go on to the pros and prove me wrong, but I I think his ceiling, I think his ceiling is going to be a backup in minimal, like in somebody gets hurt, second or third string quarterback. That's how I think he'll he'll keep a career, or not even play football anymore at all. I'm not gonna crap on nobody's career. Let's get that out together. Let's get that together right now. But I just don't think Carson Beck has what Joe Montana, Tom Brady, uh, Peyton Manning, John Elway, uh, those guys, Randall Cunningham. I don't think he's. I don't think he's. What's up, Tracian? Trayson. Uh, I just don't think Carson Beck is is that guy. I mean, on no level, I think he's that guy. I just don't. Georgia really didn't even put up a fight to keep him uh, during the NIL negotiations. So far, he has 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for a team who had this team had national championship aspirations. That's not going to happen this year. Miami hasn't even been to the ACC championship since their inception into the league, to the ACC conference. They've been in here since 2004, and it's here. It is 2025. They haven't made it to an ACC championship game, not even to an ACC championship game. I don't know what's going on over there, but this doesn't look like the Miami of old. And I'm friends with guys like Randall Hill and all the legendary Hurricanes and stuff like that. I'm friends with a lot of these guys. So uh, this right here, hurts their brand by this continuing to happen. They won't admit it, but it does. I will say this: they're looking better than Florida State. They're looking better than Florida State right now. I mean, who actually won a conference game it, since a calendar year has passed? They won, beat Wake Forest 42-7. Yay! Um, whatever. You want me to give you my thoughts on what's wrong with college football and football altogether, why teams and players aren't as physical anymore. And it's a double-edged sword with this. It's a double-edged sword with this, but it's it's starting to become telling. I say the answer is what you notice the lack of hustle, the lack of aggression out there on a football field. And I mean, as a Floridian, we have never had this issue until this this cancel culture came. And the problem with today's sports, and the problem especially in college football, is the lack of aggression with the lack of testosterone. Kids are more soft today than they have ever been in their whole life. Since the inception of time, kids are more softer because of cancel culture and sensitivity and coddling. You lose strength or never develop it. Just notice this. Like, pay attention to this. When Florida State and Miami were the two of the best teams in the country, they had defensive linemen, defensive ends that were grown men that get to the quarterback when they wanted to, or they get keep somebody off the ball when they wanted to. It's you see the lack of testosterone and the lack of aggression and the will not to want to be coached by a alpha dog is starting to show its ugly head. These kids don't hit as hard anymore, like the Ronnie Lotts and the Sean Taylors and the Brian Dawkins and the Lawrence Taylors and you know uh, Rodney Harrisons of the world. They don't hit like that anymore. And to me, that's because of the lack of testosterone and the the in the enabling of being sensitive on a place where it's always been about being a grown man. The lack of testosterone to me has officially erased the college football dynasty that to me now has had left when Miami Hurricanes won their last national championship. You still had a few of them out there after that. I'll even go as far as 2013 with you know a couple of Florida State players. But I just started seeing it drop and started declining year by year after the Miami Hurricanes lost. After the Miami Hurricanes lost to who was it, Ohio State in the national championship game, uh, I just started seeing the declining of grown men playing football. And I think Ryan Clark, shouts out to Ryan Clark, I think he said it best. When he was alluding to um, Trenton Richardson being able to run over people in college, being able to run over people in college. And this segues right into what I'm telling you. When he was able to run over people in college and he got to the pros and became a bust. And shout out to Trenton Richardson. Um, I was a fan. He's from Pensacola. I used to live in Pensacola. Um, he was able to dominate people in in the you know in the college ranks. But when he got there, there's grown men up there. When he got to the NFL, there's grown men over there. they got they had testosterone, but when he came now, uh, with the emergence of the CTE situation, it's a little bit tougher to hit, but I think the damage has been done before the CTE situation came into, uh, for lack of a better word, prominence. Um, that ended the dynasties of college football. Uh, you won't see Florida State running reeling off 14 top four finishes anymore. You won't see um, what the last dynasty was obviously uh, Alabama, and Clemson went on a small run as well. But I just that's where it is for me, and I'm ahead on that on my on my other show here next. So I want you guys to come over there and watch too. um, uh, I that leads me right into the next one. Speaking of dynasties, the Dodgers are the new New York Yankees to me. Shout out to the Dodgers. I thought they were out of it. I actually thought they were out of it when they went down in Los Angeles. They lost the last two games in LA, and they had to go up to Toronto. They went down there. And bro, I'm telling you, this is the heart of a champion. Otani, shout outs to Otani and Freeman and Rojas and all of those guys over there. They did their thing, man. They did their thing. Hernandez also, I got to give him credit with that incredible double play at the end to end game six. That was spectacular. I'd be naming a bunch of people, but don't have a lot of time. We got a few more minutes left in the show. Um, and shout out to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who showed he used the World Series as a stage to show people I can do everything else. I'm not just a hitter. And if you didn't see his daddy play when he played, you missed a treat. I'm sorry, because Vladimir Guerrero Sr., one of the, I don't give him a lot of props for his gentleman-like spirit, but Vladimir Guerrero Sr. is a gentleman, and I love that about him. I rank him up there with Joe Dumars and Dr. J as far as gentlemen of sports is concerned. Um, Blue Jays actually are feeling like they got hit, and when I say hit, I feel like they got robbed a little bit on a couple plays. I don't know if the players feel that way, but the fans definitely do. And to a degree, I feel them. I feel them on a couple of plays, but should that have destroyed the outcome? Like the ball getting caught under the gate, under the fence. I didn't know that was a thing. Um, that you had to stop because the ball got caught. I didn't know that was a thing, and I've been watching baseball ever since I was 3 to 5 years old. Uh, I didn't know that was a thing, but that cost them the World Series. Had that not been a thing, that cost them the World Series. Had that not been a thing, they would have won. So shout out to them for playing well as well. I'm so happy for Freddie Freeman. I don't know what to do, man. As a Braves fan, I'm so happy for him. He getting everything he deserves. He's getting everything he deserves. Uh, Simply because Freddie Freeman played the game right. He does everything right. I'm not sure if it's his faith or whatever, but whatever he's doing, the man always has a smile on his face every time I see him at the plate. Shout out to Freddie Freeman, man. Congratulations, bro, on your, I don't know if it's your second or third World Series win, but I'm happy for you, man, and continue to do your thing. You're still a Brave to me. Um, Hope to get you on my show one day and we'll talk about it. Uh, with that being said, we'll end this show and we'll be back tomorrow to discuss um, the situation with the Lakers and what they should do about LeBron.